All right, good morning, everyone. It is 10 o'clock, and today is January 9th, and we are starting our third team captain meeting for Baker to Vegas. So, welcome to all of you. I appreciate you guys taking the time to jump in on today's meeting. I ask that all of you keep yourselves on mute. At the end of the meeting, we'll go ahead and we'll open up the floor for questions. And at that time, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, ask whatever the question is, and then put yourself back on mute. That way we can just kind of control the noise that's going on. I am in a different room than Mr. Ruben Crane. So Ruben is running the screen for me. So Ruben, if we can jump onto that first slide, if you will, please. As always, I just wanted to start with contact information of the race staff. Ruben Gonzalez, who's the lap rack president. Amanda Langford is our race director. Our general manager is Ruben Crane. And if you have questions regarding sponsorships, if you're a sponsor who's on here and have questions regarding booths and things of that nature, that's the email address that you're going to use. The assistant race coordinator is Adina Garcia. For those of you who are volunteers, you're going to be hearing from her relatively soon. All of that is running through her office there. And of course, I'm Rick Santos, and there is my email address. I'm sure most of you know that by now. If not, I already have my phone number there. So next slide, please. Our sponsors, I'm going to go through all of the sponsors, and then we'll come back because there are a few here that would like to speak. But as I've said throughout all of our meetings, please understand that this race doesn't happen without a lot of different parts, and one of those main parts are our sponsors. So please take the time to, if you see any of them out there, to thank them for being part of our race, as well as, for all that they do to make sure that this race goes off. Our title sponsor, as it's been for the last few years, is Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. Actually, we'll go ahead and open up the floor. I know Natalie wanted to speak. Natalie, I see that you're on there, so the floor is yours, Natalie.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us, Rick and Ruben. Again, my name is Natalie Nahas. I'm with the Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. And yes, by now you've probably seen us from prior years and prior meetings. So we are a full service credit union strictly dedicated to law enforcement. Obviously, we've been serving LA County, Orange, Ventura, San Bernardino, and Riverside, and we've been a proud sponsor of this race, supporting LAPRAC since 2005 and title sponsor since 2017. So today I just want to give a quick update on the sponsorships. Right now we've received, I think, over about 50 requests. So as you know, new year, so we'll be in the process of cutting the checks. So if you have submitted your request, we had some come in late last quarter. So we'll be busy cutting those checks. We'll also be issuing out decals for each team. We ask that you kindly put those on your support vehicles. So be on the lookout for us to be in touch with you. I would say in the next 2 weeks if you've already submitted your requests. For those of you looking for sponsorship, each team will get $750 in terms of support. So if you haven't already done so, please reach out to me and I can tell you more about what the sponsorship entails. But we really want to support as many teams as possible. Last year alone, we did 93 teams. So we're looking to possibly support, equal or more of that for this year, because we know that the expenses have risen and, it's not easy coming up with all the funds by fundraising alone. So again, if you need to reach out to me, I can put my information in the actual chat so that you have it. And then if you have already requested the funds, just be patient because we are in the process of cutting those checks and we had to wait till this fiscal year in order to do so. So again, we'll be in touch. And if you already have submitted it, look out for our contact info. or if you need to reach out to us to submit requests, just simply do it via email and we'll plug in the information where to send that information to. So I just want to say thank you guys for having us, allowing us to present. Hopefully the next team captains meeting will attend as well. And then if we have to, communicate with you in terms of check who to make the checks payable to, we'll be in touch, and then we will issue the checks that way. So again, thank you guys, and see you guys out there in Vegas. We will have a representation at multiple events throughout the weekend in Vegas. So feel free to come say hi and take photos with us and, communicate that way. But anyway, thank you guys and best of luck out there. Have a good day.
Thank you, Natalie. I want to reiterate, the relationship between the Los Angeles Police Revolver and Athletic Club and the credit union has gone back for several years, and they've always been great partners in working with us. And yes, more specifically with this race, they've stepped up when we were in a position where others weren't, and we're grateful for that, and thank you guys. The next is our official communication sponsor. This is Verizon Frontline, their crisis response team. They come out. Those of you who do not know or are new to the race, this race operationally is a challenge. We're in the middle of the desert running through, and for many years there was absolutely no communication out there. Cell phones wouldn't get any signal. It's gotten a little better now, but this goes off because of Verizon. They are an integral part of this team. They allow us to communicate out on the race course to make this race safe. Their team out there allows our medical staff to stay in communication with each stage, to coordinate all of the emergency services and everything out there. And this year, they're stepping up and doing even more, if you can believe it or not, because they do quite a bit already. So we're very grateful to continue to have them as our official communication sponsor, and that's Stacy and Jimmy, as well as the entire team. And I'm not sure if Jimmy's on or if Stacy's on, if they'd like to speak. All right, if we could go to the next slide, please. Our platinum sponsors, the California Association of Highway Patrolmen Credit Union. We are grateful for them, as well as 911 Financial. 911 Financial came on, I want to say last year, but they've partnered with LAPRAC for other events in the past. So Mark and his company, we're grateful enough to step up and be part of the team here and become one of the sponsors. And Mark, I see that you're on, and so the floor is yours, sir.
All right, thanks, Rick, and thanks for everybody on the call. Yeah, we're 911 Financial Services. We're a wealth management firm here in Los Angeles. We help police officers primarily manage their deferred comp. So if your deferred comp plan, regardless of who it is, whether it's Nationwide, Voya, Mission Square, any of those other providers, if you have a self-directed option in that plan, we can actively manage your deferred comp with not only mutual funds, but individual stocks. So that's primarily what we do. We're glad to be back as a platinum sponsor for this year. I've identified some departments that we'd like to speak directly to for sponsorships opportunities. So if you're on the call, these are in the first meeting here, the first group: Huntington Beach PD, West Covina PD, Oakland Police Department, Glendale, California, Carlsbad, Clovis, Chula Vista, Santa Monica, Bakersfield, and LAPD Southeast Division. If you can reach out to me, sooner the better, first come, first serve type thing. My cell is 626-625-6740, and we'd like to talk to you about helping you guys out. So again, 626-625-6740, and hopefully on the next meeting, we'll have some more departments to speak with directly. But again, thank you guys and good luck.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Our gold sponsors are the Peace Officers Professional Association Credit Union and Athena Financial Group. On the call today is Annette, and I believe Annette would like to say a few words. So Annette, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Annette Uribe. I am one of the founders for Athena Financial Group. My husband has been a sworn officer for 19 years. So our motto is to protect and to serve first responder families. It's a pleasure to come back again. We were gold sponsors last year, and well, actually with 911 Financial, we're not competitors. We've gotten to know that we actually work well with each other. We complement our services. So that's great to know. Another thing is that if any department is looking for a specific vehicle for the race, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is area code 562, and I'll put it on the chat as well, 417-9834. We could help with the sponsorship of a vehicle. And we look forward to meet more of you in person. We have had the pleasure of helping many of you since the last Break of Vegas. And so we continue to help more of you. We are composed of first responders. So we are for first responders by first responders. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Annette. I appreciate that. I appreciate you and your company's sponsorship. Next page, please. Our silver sponsor, excuse me, our silver sponsors, Mobile Relay and Associates. Karen, I believe, was going to speak on their behalf if she's on the call. Karen, are you there? She is not on. But Mobile Relay are our radio sponsors. They're the ones, Mark Abrams and his company are out there providing radios to the teams. I believe I've sent out a couple of flyers. There was, I'll go ahead and I'll get a new flyer out as soon as I can. I'll make contact with Mark. Actually, Ruben, if you can grab a new flyer from them, that way I can send it out to the team. So that way you guys have that contact information. So that way everyone can rent their radios. Remember, there are no mile out communications this year. That's going to be dependent upon each team to make those communications. So radios are extremely important this year. Next on the line, we have National Life Group, who are silver sponsors, Javier Rodriguez. Javier, I know personally, I've known for several years. Javier was an LAPD officer, left the department in pursuit of other things, and has come about with his company that helps and sponsors quite a few LAPRAC events. The relationship between National Life Group and LAPRAC is continuing to grow, and Javier's been a sponsor of the race for a few years now, and has done some good stuff in trying to get teams money. So Javier, the floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Can you hear me, Rick? Rick, can you hear me?
Buddy. Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Good morning to everyone. Just super excited to again be a sponsor. I wanted to let everybody know that what we specialize in is in helping teams raise much needed funds for their Baker to Vegas race. The way we do that is we sponsor fundraising barbecues, and it also helps with the involvement of staff when it comes to the race itself. We bring everything that's needed for the actual race, the food, utensils, everything. And then 100% of the money that's raised at the barbecue stays with that Baker to Vegas team that's hosting the event itself. We even bring a tablet. We sell raffle tickets for the tablet, and then we go ahead and donate 100% of the proceeds from the sale of those tickets as well. And we've been literally raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for teams for many years. And one thing that we have also done leading up into this meeting is we've been donating vacation certificates for hotel stays in Vegas that are good during the actual Baker to Vegas race date itself. And so that's something that, again, is helping on the financial side for many other teams as well. If anybody wants to know more or simply wants to request a date on a calendar for a barbecue with their Baker to Vegas team, they can visit baker2vegasfunds.com. Baker2 Vegas funds FUNDS.com. It'll take you to a Google form, fill it out. I'll give you a call and take a look at our calendar. And again, look forward to helping as many teams as possible raise some of those much needed funds this year, like we've been doing it for years. And I want to thank everybody for all that they do and just say, please stay safe. Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. I appreciate that. Next on our list is our official medical provider, and that's Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. Again, this, these folks come out and volunteer their time. We have doctors, nurses, and every other position out there from the medical world, and they all come from Arrowhead, or the vast majority, excuse me, come from Arrowhead Regional. And we appreciate that, as well as all the others that medical providers that come out and support our race. They're actually supported by Pulsera. Last year we had those wristbands, and believe it or not, they were helpful for the medical staff. And I know there was some confusion last year with them, but it does allow the medical staff to get your information, gather it up, and get it in one file, if you will, and get it all put together in the event that somebody goes down. And we are extremely grateful to have them on board again for another year. So thank you to Arrowhead, Pulsera, and all the others that come out with that medical team, with Robert Seabury and Mike Leslie and Troy, all those guys that spearhead that medical team. So thank you, guys. Next slide. Our official water sponsor, once again, is 7-Eleven. David Marks and his team, they provide water. So all the stages, that water that's there, are provided by 7-Eleven. We're extremely grateful. They actually reach out to us way in advance and say, hey, look, guys, we're still part of the team. What do you guys need? So we're grateful to have them as part of our team. So thank you, guys. And our vendor booth sponsor, Sarnowski, I hope I pronounced that correctly, the collection, Rachel and her team, they help with the setup of all the vendor booths, and they do a great job coming in and setting everything up. We get there on earlier in the week, and it's a blank slate, if you will, and they come in and they set it all up and make it look all nice for all the vendors that are there. So big shout out to them, and thank you to them, and thank you to all of our sponsors for everything that you guys do. We do understand that what an integral part of the team you all are. So again, as part of the race operation staff, I say thank you on behalf of the entire team. Next slide, please. All right, the YouTube channel, for those of you who've been hiding under a rock, don't know what's going on, we have a YouTube channel. I've sent out the link a few times. Please jump on. Okay. It's getting really busy. I've got a lot of emails coming through. We've got a lot of things going on. The vast majority, I would say, and this isn't, I'm not being hyperbolic here, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 90-something% of your questions are answered on the YouTube channel. So, it's not that I'm trying to be rude and not get back at you, but it's just, hey, those answers are there. You just got to do a little bit of work. And if you go to the bakervegas.net website under the information updates, the video library, it's all listed there on that last bullet point. If you go into there and you just click on that, there's a list of all of our videos and what is covered in those videos. So for those of you who reach out and say, hey, it's great that you put all these videos together, but we don't really know what's in them, all you got to do is go to that list there, and it says exactly what is in each update. So go through, look at them. If you're behind, on some of the things, just jump onto that page and take a few minutes and go through it. Especially for you newer team captains, jump on there. I'm going to start putting out some other stuff on the race operations side of what to be aware of and what to look out for and how to prepare for the race and things of that nature. Those videos are going to start coming down. So please pay attention. Every Monday morning, with the exception of the last two because of the holidays, I'm putting out updates. So please make sure that you're checking those updates, you're listening to them. I try and make them short, with the exception of this last one, was about 12 minutes or so. And that was just because we're playing catch up and there was a lot of information to go out. So please make sure that you're listening to the channel and share it with all your teammates. Team captains, don't carry the burden, man. Throw that out to your teammates so that way they're aware, the runners are aware, everybody's aware of what is out there, and you can get some help that way. Next slide, please. Race dates, in case you don't know, March 23rd, 24th, and that is coming quick. I think we're 10 weeks and a few days away from that race date. And again, busy time. The host hotel is the Rio. That is some people's spring break. That is March Madness. That is a busy time of the year. So please make sure that you're booking your rooms, make sure that you've penciled in these dates, you know what's going on. So that way you don't get left out. Next slide, please. The entry fee schedule. Again, the entry fee started at $2,300. We are now at $2,500, and that's until January 15th. So that's only a few days away. We're on the 9th, because after the 15th, it goes up to $2,800. All right, so excuse me. And then starting February 1st, this race is closed. And so please be aware of that. Down below is the refund schedule. In the event that you do have to pull out, you know, things happen. We get it. Sometimes you think, hey, I've got 20, 25, 27 runners. And then all of a sudden you start making contact and people are bailing on you. Been there, done that. I understand that. And so does LapRack. And that's why they set up the schedule the way that they have. Until the 15th, you can still get 75% of your money back if you have to. And then from January 16th to February 15th, as you see, you can get 50%. But after February 15th, there is no refund. So please pay attention to these dates. And then, of course, if you've already collected your t-shirts and you request to withdraw from the race, $400 will be deducted from your entry fee. So next slide, please. Hotel reservations, like I mentioned, this is a busy time of the year. There is no way around it, because we can't go late into April because of the heat, and we can't go earlier because, well, it's cold out there and we run the risk of snow, as you all know. So because of that, you know, our race ends up in the time that it does, and it gets busy, and Vegas sells out and everyone else sells out, and there's, you know, very few rooms out there. The room block is going quick. We are above the pace that we were last year, and we have more teams this year. So, you know, I highly recommend that you guys jump on. Again, it's at bakervegas.net, travel and accommodations, host hotel reservations, and there's your room rates. Okay. When if the complaint is, hey, I don't want to stay at the host because of this or because of that, I want to stay here or stay there, that's fine. Knock yourself out. But just understand that fee that you're looking at right there includes everything. So if you're trying to compare room rates, compare apples to apples, as the saying goes. Make sure that what you're booking includes the resort fee and everything else. So again, once those rooms are gone, they're gone. As much as I would still like to help you out, we can't. We're only allowed so many rooms, and once they're all sold out, we're done. Next slide, please. Bib photos. Okay, this is big. This is new. It was in the update, but you know, as I noticed before jumping on here, only about 120 out of 200 something teams have looked at the video. Bib photos. They must be in JPEG format. This is different than the Memorial slideshow. So please understand, if you're a new team captain, the Memorial slideshow is entirely different than the bib photos. The bib photos, if you want to pay tribute to somebody from your department who's passed away, it doesn't matter when, you can go ahead and you can do that by putting their photo on your bib. It must be in JPEG format, but here is how I want it sent to me. Okay, the email subject, in the subject line, it must be team, and then insert your team number dash bib photo. And the reason why I say that, it's got to be that way, because if not, I'm going to overlook it and it's going to get lost in the shuffle, and I'm not going to end up putting your photo on that bib. And that is important to all of you guys, and I understand that and I respect that. But this is the easiest way for me to track everything. So please do that. If there are multiple photos, you must put it all into one. I don't have the ability level to do that. I don't know how to do it, and I don't have time to learn how to get it done. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. It just needs to be done by you. And then send it to me. But send it to me however you want it on there. Vertically works best. Horizontally does not work really well. So just know that. And then, whatever you send is how it's going to be put on your bib. So if you send it with information on top, information on bottom, I'm not going to crop it. I'm just going to send it over to the vendor just like that. I will give you, I believe I gave you a date. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I think it's on the last slide, so we'll go through as far as when I need it by. I think it's within the next couple of weeks. So get those over to me now. But like I said, this is different than the memorial slideshow. The memorial slideshow, I'll put out more information on that this coming update. Next slide, please. T-shirts, if you ordered after January 1, here is how it's going to work. The earliest you can pick them up is at the February 13th in-person team captain meeting. And that's because I have to fill everybody else's order first. And what I'm doing with the ones that are coming in after January 1 is I'm putting them in order by the way I've received them. And that's how I'm going to fill them. So if you sent it to me the afternoon of January 1, because I got some of you guys sending me stuff on that day, then you went on top. You're going to be filled first, and then I'm just going to work my way down the line. That second order will be in by early February. In regards to the extra smalls in the 3Xs, I should have those. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by the end of this week, if not the very beginning of next week. Also, if you want to pick up your shirts, reach out to me and let me know. We can make arrangements for that. The next 3 Sundays, starting this Sunday, I am going to be at Rio Hondo Community College at their police academy from 0700 to 1500. So if that makes it easy for you, you have to let me know in advance, because if your shirts are at Elysian Park and you reach out to me on a Friday, I'm not making the extra trip to Elysian Park to grab them to bring them to Rio Hondo on Sunday. So reach out to me early in the week, so that way I can make sure that I have them. And then I'll just toss them in my truck and take them with me to Rio Hondo. And like I said, it's for the next 3 Sundays I will be there. Next slide. Team status reports, those are going out on a weekly basis. Know that these are the things to check. Your t-shirts quantity must equal 25. If it's less than that, you don't have a complete order. And even if you submitted it, all I did was throw it in the trash, because I need a complete order. I'm not going to guesstimate what it is that you want to complete your order. Check your payment status. If there's an issue, let us know immediately. If it doesn't show that you've paid and you've sent in a check, again, give us about a week before that check clears. But if for some reason I don't show you paid, but you sent it in, the first thing I'm going to ask is if you can get a copy of that check to verify that it's been processed. And that's going to be a copy of the front and the back, and then we can go from there. The volunteers, okay, folks, there's a little bit of confusion here. I keep getting the same messages over and over again. All right, keep sending the links to your volunteers. In the team status report, I understand that it is not accurately reflecting whether or not your volunteer is registered. I completely understand that. Just know that I need you to keep sending those links, and I need your volunteers to continue to register. Okay. The hope is we'll be able to, we're working with our IT guy to be able to grab all that information. And once we do, then I can update the report. I 100% know and understand that the volunteer section of the team status report does not accurately reflect whether or not your volunteer has registered. So please, I know that, and we'll just keep working on that. Next slide, please. All right, here's the important dates. February 5th, that is the absolute last day to get those bib photos. I cringe when I give you guys due dates, because I try and push them back as far as I can, and then all of a sudden you guys bombard me with everything at the last minute, and it's a tough struggle. But if you have them ready, send them to me now. I've got a couple of them already that people have been sending since I put out that last update yesterday. I've got a couple, like I said, and I'm able to put those together and get everything set up. Volunteer submission no later than February 7th. Okay, if after that date, doesn't matter when you've paid, you go to the back of the line. Okay, so we have to know. And again, I don't necessarily need to know who your volunteer is. We'd like to, but we also understand that changes from time to time. At minimum, we need to know what positions, top 3 positions that you want. So continue to send those in as instructed previously. Estimated time, February 22nd. There is no leeway there. I need to know. but don't just, throw something up against the wall. We had that last year with a couple of teams, and we had to keep stopping those teams. It makes it very difficult. So please have a pretty good idea of what your team can run. Use some of these apps such as Runkeeper or Strava or whatever it is, to monitor your team's runs, and send them out on a course that you're familiar with, and let them know, hey, look, this is your time trial. If you can't get them together, if you get them together, that's the best thing. But at least at minimum, get some run times from them so you can put together something accurate. The Memorial Slideshow, February 22nd. Memorial Slideshow is different than the bib photo, as I already mentioned. Memorial Slideshow is for anybody who has passed away that you want to pay tribute to from your team or your agency that has died since the last race. And there's a process for that. We'll put out a video exactly how to do it, but just make sure that you have everything set up so that way when we put it out, you can start the process. It's very simple. It's not difficult, but that is a firm date because we have to send it over to somebody to put together for us. The VIP invitation, this is also, or was previously known as the Chiefs Mixer. That is February 22nd. And I'll put out a little bit more information on that in my update. So be ready to send me that information. And our communications entry, make sure that that is completed by February 24th. It opens on February 3rd. I sent all of you a link to a video that Jeff put together for us. Jeff is our communications director, explaining the communications and the form and everything else that's in there. As I mentioned in my update, FRS radios are different than the radios that you rent from MRA or any other company that you're renting radios from. Your follow vehicle must at minimum have one FRS radio in it, and that's for the race operation, so that way you can communicate van to van. So please know that every follow vehicle must have an FRS, or else you will not be allowed to start. And those FRS you can buy at Target, Walmart, any other type of store like that. Get them on Amazon, whatever the case may be. Do not be late with your communications form. That is a hard date of February 24th, because we can't, or let me rephrase that, Jeff can't put together the communications plan until everybody is submitted. And there is a penalty for being late. And that's a cruddy way of starting the race, with a 5-minute penalty because you didn't get a form in on time. So please make sure that you, once that opens up on February 3rd, that you get all that put together. All right, I believe that's the last one that I've got. Yes, that is the last slide. So we are going to open up the floor for questions. All that I ask is that you unmute yourself, ask your question, and then go ahead and mute yourself back up. So floor is open for questions. Don't everybody ask at once.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Rick, can you hear me?
Nope. I got you, bud. Go for it.
Okay, does shortening stage 20 affect the length of other stages?
No, the only stage that was affected is 20 by itself. No other stages are affected at all.
Copy, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Rick, there's one question in the chat. It says, are the bib photos line of death duty only?
No. I mean, we have people that you might want to pay tribute to that have died, unfortunately, as a result of cancer or something else, that, you lost them and they were part of your team, whether communication or just part of your agency, because quite frankly, we all know that we can't participate in this race if we don't have some that stay back and, push that black and white for us so we can go out and participate. So yeah, absolutely. It's not line of death only. I'm sorry, David, you're broken up a little bit, bud. Yep. David, you got a question, bud? Nope. All right. Any other questions?
Hey, Rick, everyone knows the next meeting is in person also?
The next meeting is February 13th, I believe. Let me double check. Unless you know off the top of your head, Ruben. February 13th.
is correct.
Correct. February 13th, 1000 hours at the Elysian Park Academy. We will also stream it as we're doing now, or actually have the Zoom option, and then put it on YouTube afterwards. But we'll be handing out shirts prior to the meeting. I'll let you guys know. I'll shoot out as we get closer. I'll shoot out what time we're going to start handing out shirts. And then for those of you, obviously, that aren't local or can't make it over to the academy or to my residence to pick up your shirts, then, you know, we'll take them to Vegas for you. Don't worry about that at all.
What's up?
Any other questions? All right, guys, I thank you all for your time. Look forward to seeing you guys in February. Take care, everyone.
Hey, Rick, one more question. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, it's Rich from California Warden Race Team. Real quick, where do we send the volunteer request assignment again?
You're going to go ahead and you're going to send it to the B2V coordinator at laprac.com email address. And then in
Perfect.
the subject line, it's team, 123 volunteer assignment request, I think is what it's supposed to entitle. But if you put it that way, we'll be able to pull it.
Great, thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Take care, everyone.